Now, the reason why I talk about one pot when it comes to finances is that in the beginning of our relationship, my husband and I was an adult living single on my own. My husband was an adult living single on his own. We get married. Once we get married, for some reason, whatever reason, I could not tell you today, the money did not mesh well. It did not mesh well. Bouncing checks this way, bouncing checks that way, not even understanding what are we doing wrong. We were married at this time, but couldn't figure out what was, couldn't get it together. It was like, dang, what is going on here? So we sought out counseling. Another thing you need to know that my life is built on godly principles. So I bring all of that blueprint, that covenant, I bring all of that with me in my marriage. So the decisions I make, the things I do, the course of action I decide to take, believe me, they're probably rooted in godly principles. Not that I'm perfect in any way, not that I got it all together, but it just seems to work. All right. Because my ultimate goal is to be married for life. That's my goal. And to be successful and fulfilled in that marriage. I don't want to be a part of this here world. These things I hear you all have going on. I don't want it. I don't want it for myself. So I always check in and make sure that I'm on track. So everything I say is probably going to be rooted in that. So went to a counselor. The counselor said one thing, blew my mind. That one thing he said was, why don't you just put your money together? I'm like, what? Put money together? Now, I'm just like all the rest of you all, the 25-year-olds, the 26-year-olds, my husband, the 30-year-old. We're just like you all are now. Even though we were years back, we're just like you all are now. Flipping out. What? Put money in one pot? What? Because I'm a single woman with a single mind. Yes, I'm married. But put all my money in one pot? I never said I didn't trust him, but all my actions and responses were just that. He never said he didn't trust me, but all his actions and responses were just that. So it's just like what I see now, just exactly what I see now. But for whatever reason, we said, okay, let's do it. So we did that. Now, to clear up this one pot thing, because it's like, everybody's just so out of order. Now, back then, we were average earning people. And back then, the average earning was much less than it is now. So we weren't six-figure people. So we didn't need 5 accounts like Steve Harvey tell you to get. We only had one account and was trying to have another. That one was the general fund where you pay your bills, you eat, you do certain things, and you try hard to have that savings. That was it. That was it. But we were average earners. We were average people. We were average people. I don't know if I'm talking to y'all or not, because I don't know who's average anymore. Because, in these YouTube spaces, everybody got a lot of money. That wasn't my thing. That's not who we were. We were working people back then. So working people with a plan. Don't let me leave that out. But we did it. And as we did that, I realized we started to have more money. Now, I don't know if y'all hear that or not. I don't know if y'all even believe it or not. But when we started putting all the money in one pot, we had more money. So things started making more sense. The money started growing. Then the plan started, making sense because the plan was already there. The husband had already set in place the plan that we were going to be some entrepreneurs. We were going to make our money and we were going to be these people. And that's who we were. Never average, but we're average. Never average in thought, but definitely average in mind, right? Because that's where we were at the time, just being honest. So that's where the one pot comes from. So if any of you are ever having a problem within a marriage that consists of money, it's just a suggestion that maybe one pot would be a good idea, because back then, I think maybe you gave the bank $20 for a bounce check. Now I think you're giving the bank $40 for a bounce check. So if in your relationship, you all are having problems with money, then you would want to definitely look into having one pot. Because like I said, it freed us. We were able to move on to other things in the relationship that we needed to become better in, or to become get on one accord about, and all of that. So that is the reason for the one pot. And I know what I was saying now. Listen, regardless of whether you agree with it or not, I am hearing it in these YouTube spaces. So it is good. It is good. I know people are talking about it. You don't have to do what I do. I did suggest to do that though, because it worked out for us. And I did get that from a counselor. So that is covering the one pot thing. So if you ever hear somebody say it, know that, ooh, SB said that. But I need the ladies to maybe get an idea on where it comes from. Again, I say my principles are coming from God. I'm straight from the creator. So it requires a certain amount of sacrifice to do that, especially in the beginning. But once that's done and you build up that trust, it is no longer, and you see what's actually happening. You see what's actually happening in the relationship, then you have no issues. You don't.